Most goals don't fail because you lack discipline. They fail because you're trying to execute at the next level with the same mindset, relationships, and habits that got you here. And what got you here will not get you there. Whatever there looks like for you, the place that you'd like to be 5 to 10 years from now. So today, we are breaking down the 3 shifts required to move from vision to execution. Shifts most people completely overlook because execution without evolution is just busy work. So earlier this week, I was sitting in a room with a group of smart, capable leaders with a clear vision, a compelling roadmap on how to get to the vision. And I knew execution would stall. And here's a piece of what I said to them, and I need you to hear this too. Your vision doesn't fail because you lack talent. It fails because you lack the mindset, people, and systems to get you there. Think about the person who buys a treadmill for their home. They're motivated, they invested the money, they're serious at the moment. And then a few months later, that treadmill is holding your laundry. It's holding all of your clothes that you wore during the week. Now, I done shared somebody's business out there, but you know what? The Candid Conversations podcast is a safe space. This is a judgment-free zone, but I'm side-eyeing one of y'all right now. Here's the thing. This happened not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because owning the tool didn't change your mindset, the structure, or the support around using it. The treadmill didn't fail. You didn't fail, but your mindset did. And chances are your belief system was that, oh, I'm going to do an hour on the treadmill in the morning. When the reality is, even if you got on that treadmill 2 minutes a day, it would be enough to create the momentum that you needed to be consistent. So we often think we need a whole hour to work out when the reality is, even if you just commit to 2 minutes a day, you'd be further next year this time than just letting it sit there thinking or believing that you needed a whole hour. And this is exactly what I see when people set goals, whether it's a personal goal or a professional goal. Your mindset around what it takes to commit to the goal needs to evolve. So, the next thing people miss when setting their goals is they focus on what they want to accomplish, but they don't think about who needs to be involved besides you. Because the reality is, you can know exactly where you want to be next year this time and still get stuck if the vision lies on paper or in your mind instead of in other people. Relationships will take you places your money or your degrees cannot. So many of the people that I work with, you work primarily alone, doing everything yourself, not asking for help, not leveraging the expertise sitting right next to you. You're reinventing the wheel, doing something that's already been done. And I know some people would like to say, I just would like to work independently. Hello, that's not independence, that's inefficiency. Your goals should have names attached to them, not just tasks. If you are looking for a job right now, or you want to get a promotion, the task is, oh, I need to go on LinkedIn and review the jobs that are available and apply. But the reality is, you may need to tap into your network. Send some emails, text messages, calls. Ask somebody if they know someone who knows someone who's hiring. Same rule applies if you're looking to get promoted. The reality is, many people will say to themselves, I just need to work hard. Hello, hard work doesn't speak for itself. You got to speak up for it. Other people have to speak up for it, which means if you are in a work environment right now and you wanted to get promoted within, who else knows about it? Who's on your success squad? If you're saying to yourself, I want to get promoted by the end of the year, I'm going to ask you who else knows about it. If you have a goal to market differently, to form strategic partnerships, tap in to people who have done it successfully. It's part of the reason why I invest in a business coaching program, because I'm going to pay for the cheat code. Okay, this is the season that I'm in right now. I need to surround myself with people who can tell me, Candia, instead of You doing the 12 steps here. I've done it in 4 steps, and here's how. The cheat code is okay, and it can come from other people. So here's what I want you to do. Look at your 2026 goals. Ask yourself, who needs to be involved in this? Whose expertise am I not tapping into? What relationship would accelerate this opportunity for me? Your goals should have names attached to them, not just tasks. Let's move on to the next thing people miss. They focus on what you need to do, but not who you need to become. You think success is just about doing more of what you're already doing. And here's the thing, execution without evolution is just keeping you busy. Sometimes it's not enough to keep doing what you're doing, even if you are doing it well. Let me say that again. Sometimes it's not enough to keep doing what you're doing, even if you're doing it well. Because what got you here won't get you there. What worked in year 1 may not work in year 3. This isn't about doing more. It's about becoming someone who thinks differently. Maybe you've been that solo operator, but to reach the next level, you have to become a strategic collaborator. Last year, I worked solo a lot. This year, it's like, all right, girl, you need strategic partners. Even when I think about that visioning workshop, in that room, there was a powerful mix of people with 35 years of experience and people who had been there 6 months. Sometimes experience brings wisdom, and sometimes it brings, we've always done it this way and it's working. We don't need to change. So we just keep doing the thing that's probably taken 10 hours when in reality it could take 2 hours. We just keep doing it because it's working and it feels comfortable. But a pair of fresh eyes can see inefficiencies the rest of us are blind to. And listen, this is not me being disrespectful. This is me being strategic. Sometimes you think because you have these years of experience that you know it all, but you can't see outside of yourself. And this is why it's so important to surround yourself with people who have similar goals or a similar mission or a similar vision, because they can help you own your BS. Friendly reminder, your BS is your blind spots and belief systems. It's important to get those fresh eyes because you need people in that room to respectfully challenge you to say, well, why are we still doing this? A lot of the habits and the routines that you are following, you have them in place because they were set up to solve a problem that no longer exists. But you're so comfortable that you keep doing it. And you think that it's working for you when in reality, it's taking you further away from the goals or the vision of where you'd like to be next year this time or 5 years from now. The old way isn't serving the new vision. You have to let it go. So this more so is about identity shifts, not just behavior changes. So when you think about becoming a different version of yourself, one of the practices that we have to embrace is learning how to ask yourself better questions. In addition to who can help me see outside of myself, it's what do I need to stop doing even if I'm good at? And here's the thing. Again, I'm going to point back to a person who can help you recognize your blind spots. Who do I need to become to support the vision I say that I want? When I think about the vision, the place where I am moving into, the journey I'm in right now, wholeheartedly, I'm going to call myself out on my BS. I have to become a strategic collaborator. And I've been in this space before, but then, you get back into the comfort zone. And so it's part of the reason why I'm such a firm believer in investing in coaching and masterminds and all the things, because you're surrounded by people who can call you out on your BS. Evolution means becoming a different version of yourself, and that's uncomfortable, but it's required. Let's talk about the last thing that I want to leave you with when it comes to things that people miss when setting your goals. The experimental mindset. When you experiment, you stop tying your identity to the outcome. Most people quit their goals because they tried something once. It didn't work perfectly, and they decided it was a failure. But what if it's not a failure? It's just information. When you approach your goals as experiments, you take the pressure off yourself because you're not locked into the thing forever. You're testing, you're learning, you're adjusting. Experiments can fail without you being a failure. You revisit experiments 30, 60, 90 days, and you just adjust. One of the best things that I've learned from Adam Grant in his book, Think Again, he talked about this concept of rethinking cycles where a company or an organization intentionally plan to set aside some time to just rethink, right, what they do and how they go about things. And for me, the experimental mindset it creates the permission to try new things. It reduces also, for me, it reduces the demotivation when things don't work out. Because you're or automatically going into things thinking, well, this is an experiment. I'm going to test it out to see if it works. And so this is why the experimental mindset matters. When I share the treadmill example, it's not about you quitting the treadmill, it's you changing how you use it. A lot of the times that treadmill is sitting there because your mindset is so focused on, oh, I don't have an hour to work out. If I can't get on the treadmill an hour, then that means it's not good enough. Your mindset needs to change there. For me, it's not about completing an hour workout. It's about becoming the type of person who gets on a treadmill every day, even if it's just for 2 minutes. So let me experiment. And this is one thing I told the team last week. Sometimes our standards are too high. Make it something so insanely easy to do that you feel ridiculous not doing it. So I've talked about my quick win principle. It's 2 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes. Give yourself 2 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes to do the thing. Because at some point, momentum matters more than the goal itself. You just need to become the type of person who gets on a treadmill every day, even if it's just for 2 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes. And then you kind of are hyping yourself up. So 9 times out of 10, once that 2 minutes sets in, or the 10 minutes or the 20 minutes, you're going to keep going if time permits. But the reality is, each of us, we have 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes to get on the treadmill. You got 2 minutes to throw them clothes on the bed or on the floor and get on that treadmill for 2 minutes. It's about the momentum that you have to create for yourself. It's also about creating evidence of success. People focus a lot on, when it comes to goals, confidence. Confidence is rated because the action often comes before the belief. And so when you think about the action that you have to take, it comes down to creating that evidence that you are that person who can do the thing. And so here's the thing. If you've already fallen off track with your goals, I just want you, don't quit. You got to revisit it. What worked in the experiment? What didn't work? What do I want to try next? You're not starting over. You're just iterating, all right? So let's bring this home today. Your vision is important, but your vision or goals aren't enough. You need people. Relationships, again, will take you places your money or your credentials cannot. You need evolution. What got you here won't get you there, okay? Look at your mindset. You also need experimentation. You're testing. You're not locked in to anything forever. Now, if you are thinking, okay, Candia, I get all of this, but how do I actually commit to these things when I'm feeling overwhelmed? That's exactly why your girl created the Lead Without Losing It Reset Kit. It's a free guide designed to help you get out of your own way so you can stay regulated enough to do what you said you was going to do. Even when you are in the midst of change and uncertainty, download it. I'll include it in the show notes. If this episode hit home for you today, I want you to do 3 things. Follow the show so you never miss an episode. Leave a review because it helps more people like you find me. And lastly, share this episode with someone who needs it today. You know, when you was listening to this episode, you probably thought, oh, such and such, she need to hear this. Share that with her or him. You already know who came to mind, all right? So, you know better? We gonna do better now. Let's make this year around your vision and your goal actually come to life, not just on paper, but in practice. We gonna talk next week, y'all. Peace out. Thanks for listening.